back. That is how quick a lunch break can be done.
Yes, fast.
Ooh. Oh, as our players are slowly getting back into position to start playing again for the third round of the World Championship qualifier from Dutch Holiday Community in Zoetermeer. And that is all the shout-outs we have to do, I think.
Yes. You can do, but it's a really nice place. I had time during the lunch to walk through the store and see everything. It's amazing.
I'm surprised you found your way back.
Yes. But literally, you're saying that. I was talking to one of the staff member or maybe the owner, and he said maybe they are the biggest store in Europe, and it could be. It's a lot of.
That is a big claim.
It's a big claim.
It has to be one of the, right?
One of these, maybe not the biggest, but it's a really big one.
Yeah, because that is the thing. Is the city is so young and everything.
Yeah.
They really had they really jumped on the opportunity, and it is nice to be able to host a larger event without it being in like a hangar where they like store the planes and everything, or like a convention space. So it does keep some of its local aesthetic.
Yeah.
Where it really feels like, I'm playing in a game store and not at a convention.
Yeah.
Which I think is very unique to have.
It is. It are not that large halls you are used when you are going to a convention, but they are high ceilings and everything's big. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. Now, as players are getting back for the third round, we've seen 2 rounds, and from quite close matches to less close matches. That Portland Diva, did not really.
First match was more closer, and if I am allowed to say that, more interesting a little bit maybe, because on the second match, Lindeep lost the connection in the very fast.
I mean,
so
just trying to compete with those uniques with a deck that found everything it had to. You can tell that it was a very strong deck being played, but also being piloted on a high level, right? Because it was snappy, it was quick. What more do you want from it, right? That is player that is aiming for that top 8, that is aiming for that ticket up top, and that is exactly the level that you have to reach.
Yeah. If you want to make the cut.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's no complaining. Could be one mistake could be cost you the game. I felt that by myself when I was playing the Tumult champions, the smaller ones, and there was only one mistake I did with my order stack, and it cost me the cut. It feels bad, man.
Yeah, the margins are small, and especially when you're playing best of 1, which we are.
Yes.
There is variance in it, right? There's only one bad game necessary for you to have a loss on your name.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, that is also part of the game, and the same is true for your opponent, right?
I was a little bit confused, or maybe I thought that it's playing best of 3, but it's playing best of 1.
Yeah, it's such a tough balance to make between having competitive integrity, and having like a tournament setting, but also being welcoming to new players, right?
Yeah.
Where the Tumult are still, for a lot of people, a point of entry. That are still like dabbling a little bit, and that is, and I will say, I think even the more competitive environments in Altered, like the Store Championship, the Tumults, but also just the local events hosted, very accepting, very appropriate for a new player to be there, and also, if as long as they know their deck, it's always kind of close.
Yes.
Like I have played my constructed decks against pre-made decks. And because of just how the game works, it's usually not a complete blowout, right?
No, it's not.
Unless the stars align.
And this is concerning because I never had a TCG that has so powerful common cards that are can be played or are played in the game. So I think that's a difference between all the other TCGs sometimes.
The leads are not compounding.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's interesting. So what we can expect from the third round? We are not in the middle of the tournament, not almost maybe, but not.
But we are seeing some separation between decks that we can expect more from, right?
Yeah.
As the matches go on, you can expect the higher level decks to rise to the top.
I was asking where the community can find the standings of the tournament. Are they shown? Do you know that? It's standings. Oh,
I'm not sure if the standings are public,
yeah,
because it's just done locally here. I'm sure production will get on that very quick.
yeah.
Furthermore, production, really quick. There was an image sent. It's not loading for us, so if you can send that again.
Yes.
If there's vital information on that.
Yes, we can't. Don't see.
But otherwise, I believe.
Oh, you know.
Oh, it's just an updated timetable.
It's updated timetable. Yes. Okay.
Perfect.
We have.
For those not in the know, we
still
recently
loading.
had an interview with Charles, one of the lead game designers from Equinox Plan, at noon. Due to shifts in timetables, that has been adjusted to 6 p.m. from the top of my head.
Yeah. 6 or 6:30, I think.
6 or 6:30?
It was 6:30.
Let's double check that.
It's 6:30.
6:30.
6:30.
So around dinner time, if you want to stick around for that,
Yeah.
please do. Should be. We've got some interesting questions lined up.
Yeah.
And we're still acquiring new ones from chat as well. There are hands on my screen. That is usually a good first sign that we are slowly getting ready
Yes.
to get back into things.
Let's dive into the next round.
Yeah, as they are setting up everything for the next one, I think I'm very glad to see that we have a lot of different decks lined up.
Yeah.
Even though I think some decks are more favored in matchups, like that, we don't have to go keep it over that. I'm still glad that people are still brave
Yeah.
and trying to do new things instead of conforming to what's already out there, right? Because that is how the next step in meta gets made, by people bringing out new ideas and just bringing it to a tournament and see how it holds up against the best of the best. Now, is there a deck in mind where you're like, I think that could really surprise us? And it doesn't have to be a lower tier command, just an archetype or a...
Well, I would like to see a deck, maybe a Bravos deck, that is clearing up the board with hunger, like I had before.
Yeah.
Something like this. Did you see the connection of getting KO?
Yeah, and now we're back with all those +1/+1 counters.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, boosts.
Yeah, it's a boost. and you are anchored with me together on this couch today.
Hell yeah, I can sign for that.
No one would sleep.
Yeah.
And no one is fleeting.
I mean, yeah,
Until the end.
I needed 12 breakfasts because we've had 12 mornings now, so it only makes sense that that we keep up with that.
Yeah.
Now, as players seem to be slowly getting ready for a game,
Yes.
I can tell with my elven eyes, I'm spotting an Afanas with, it looks like Teija,
It looked like it's a Teija, yes. Looked like.
and that is
I see a fox.
a tough one.
Yeah.
That is a tough one for the Teija. I mean, it used to be a rough matchup, and nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Actually, they got a second option. That is that is what happened, right?
They are. We have to check. They already have set the tumult cards in the position. Maybe they will change when they are hitting them. I don't know.
Yeah.
You see that? Maybe.
Maybe. Did you see them roll dice for it?
No, I'm not. No, maybe I didn't get it because we were talking about so many other things.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's what it is.
It is what it is.
Anyway, as I'm sure we'll be swapping over in a little bit. There we are. Now, with Teija as first player,
Okay.
would you say that's more of an advantage or disadvantage? Because in the early game, I think we can all say you'd rather be second. However, later on in the game, like when I used to play Sigismar,
Yeah.
I loved going second.
Yeah.
I loved going first because it meant on 6 mana, when you could play Grand Endeavor, they would have to go first.
Yeah.
Meaning they'd usually go below 5 mana, and you could play the Grand Endeavor almost guaranteed
Yeah.
to have it for next turn.
Yeah.
How is there something in Muna like that?
Well, I think Lara Festival is not a card that is is depending how you're, or if you're first or if you're second, because
Fair enough.
because you need 3 characters with in different modes, like sleeping or anchored, and what is the last? Fleeting. Yes. So it's, I think I often like to go as second person.
Yeah, because the early game is so important.
Yeah, and you see now the first play turn was a landmark, so he's
Yeah.
he's not offering any information, and it's okay. It's clear that it's
And it's
Muna.
so important against Izmir as well.
Yeah.
For those not fully in the know, the blue chip on the heroes, that's our first player indicator. Some other players
Yeah.
you'll see using tokens on sleeved cards. That's their hand token to make sure that it's not being mixed up with their mana.
Yes.
And Kilom Guy, thanks
Yes.
for
Yes.
noticing.
I already read it.
It's made by a designer called Teddy Fresh, which is based up in America, and I believe that they got I think this was last year in the Autism Awareness Month. They had a bunch of autistic artists make prints or make pieces of art, and they would put that on clothing.
Yeah.
And I liked it so much that I was like, I want to wear that. Nice and colorful for summer.
If you told me that before, I would try to get another shirt as in color like you, but I can't.
I can. I mean, I love bright colors, and
Yes, I
even
can't
though I
imagine.
could talk about this for hours,
Yeah.
there is a ripple in the match.
Yeah.
Nilam spotted,
Yeah.
and that is very interesting because Nilam is not the preferred way to play Afanas at the moment.
Yeah.
It seemed to be doing pretty good with Whispers of the Maze, but fairly quickly people skewed away from it.
Yeah.
As that it was too heavy, and you could play a more nimble version of Afanas, and with all the extra permanent removal out there, especially the Requiems, right? But in Ordis as well. What's it? The licensed deconstruction or something?
License. It's not license for all. It's
The 3 mana one, the
Yeah.
one everyone plays.
Yeah.
The reason why we're no longer playing Tiny Jim. Right, there are a lot of answers to it. Now, Muna does have some. Maybe can you walk us through it, Potter?
Muna. You mean encounter or something like this?
Yeah, like because I feel like Muna does pretty okay-ish into a Nilam version of Afanas.
Yeah.
Because you're not playing that much from reserve, right? And you have plenty of ways to resupply. So I'm curious to see. And I mean, with Lost in the Woods, Requiem at their disposal as well in Buddha, of course.
We see Drakena. First character is out for the Muna player with 2 boosts now. It's a common version. And the Muna caregiver is in the reserve of the player. I was putting from the reserve to the discard pile for an anchor counter. And Spittle Harvesters.
All right, and we are seeing a little bit of a tiny lead developing for Muna
Yes.
in the expedition alley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, card-wise, there's more depth to it, but Muna is really setting out those tendrils, and especially with it's a gorgeous foil unique. I'll be very
it's
honest.
a Copelia.
Yeah,
If we see that from the bottom, yeah, it's a Copelia.
that will show up very, very shortly, so we can get a glimpse of what it's
These
doing.
Copelias are the key uniques for Muna, if they are good in stats and if they have the right keywords in it. It's a 3/2 for 3/3/1, and from reserve draw a card. Okay. When I go to reserve from Expedition Zone, you may play me for free. I gain a sleep. Yeah. Okay. It's not a high ranked unique card in my opinion, but it has good stats. 3/3/1 is really good for even when you're playing it from reserve, and you often try to play that card from reserve. Maybe you can cheat it into with a Muna Merchant or something.
However, look at their expedition.
Yeah. I was talking about the card. Sorry, you can go ahead. It was
No.
no.
Because they are playing it in a water expedition
Yes, he did for only one.
for only one.
Yes, and he has.
I get the point because the next one, right, is woods and mountains.
Yes, so he tries to anchor it. Maybe I don't know.
Well, when it goes from reserve, he can play it again. So when it
course.
goes back, he plays it again
Yeah.
for free and drawing a card. But if he doesn't advance, that is a tough one because not only will he not get the value from it in for himself because he's stuck in water,
Yeah.
but next turn he's not blocking anything either because his opponent will also be in water.
I never saw a moth token in full art. Did you have this
No.
card?
Gorgeous.
Yet I did have. I haven't seen that card. That's our token in full.
Yeah, and with it now reaching up to 6 in water, it's looking like it will definitely be traded. And next turn is gonna be tough. Now, granted, next he could play the Copelia in the other expedition
Yes.
when it goes to reserve,
We check then.
and sacrificing his hero expedition on the left.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now I got token here. Sometimes it's hard to get to see the token when they're stacked.
Yeah, so there's one boost on the Spindle Harvester
Yes.
from Muna, and I believe there's 3 boosts on the
Yeah.
Hydra Kana.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now it's easier. Yeah.
Yeah, see, Rune, I was thinking that as well, but it does have the altered logo and at the bottom and everything, and I would feel like if it's custom, you wouldn't put copyrighted logos on it. But
Yeah.
maybe that's just me. And my I call that paranoid nature. Now, it's a new day, and this Copelia is asleep.
Yes.
Because, of course, yes, she did come out the previous day, but you only lose it during rest.
Yes.
So that will be...
She's bleeding as well. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're right. It might be fine. But then, like, just visually, I'd be like, I think I'd probably like it without the... That is... It all comes down to taste. All I can say, it's a beautiful token.
Yeah.
And I hope it will be... Maybe it will inspire Equinox to get on that themselves, huh?
Yeah. Another Bastion was moved from reserve to discard pile.
Yeah, and this is the setup that is being launched right now. Even though the creatures being targeted are tough, there's just a lot of choking going on the side of Izmir, sabotaging constantly, whilst getting ahead in card advantage themselves.
First time I see a foiled aloe vera. Nice.
Full art custom Buddha. Which one? The promo one or the original one? Or the what's it, the Trial by Frost one? Because I think the Trial by Frost one could be gorgeous.
Yes, with the flames and
yeah.
It's a nice one. Yeah.
Oh, the promo version where it's like more like a panther,
Oh yeah.
where it's like standing all on its side. That is.
Yeah.
Where did you say you live again? Just unrelated.
I don't have.
When do you usually go to bed?
Yeah, it's a promo version in a sense.
Yeah,
I have full art
gorgeous.
custom version of Buddha, yeah.
Now,
It looks amazing. Yeah.
we are investing a lot in this full water expedition, and
Yeah.
with the mage dancers coming out for just 1 mana, it's gonna be rough. There's 1 man being tapped. I believe Muna has passed, and there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
those joyrides, man. They're
Yeah.
absolute little bombs, and because they have so many expendable spells in reserve, the 3 mana draw 2. I'm really gonna have to look up the name of that because it is being played a lot now. With just 1 mana, you're getting so much power on the board.
Yeah. You get. And now we have a 5/5/5.
For 2 mana. The classic 2 mana 5/5/5.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that is rough. Now, it looks like we will be advancing on the other side as long as there's not an off you go for Izmir, and there is 2 mana left. So, Judge is still out of now. Conjuring Seal. There we go. That's the one.
Yeah.
Not the first time. Rune is bailing me out today.
Yeah, you would see that. Drawing 3 cards, 3 cards, 3 cards, 3 cards.
Yeah, it's a 3 mana, 2 cards. It's
Yeah.
The value is it's just so good, and especially I still think the first few days are absolutely crucial for a lot of decks. However, Gulrang and Afanas are both showing that they can recover if they find the right tools, right? Gulrang with the Messick Tet, and Afanas with just the Mage Dancers and all the other goodies and toys they have.
Yeah, but you have to cycle through your deck to get these cards on board, and so
You gotta find them.
yes, and that's what he's doing. Now another day is coming. They are preparing, changing the token, first player token, and we still have the Aloe Vera and the Coppelia in game.
Yeah, and that is the value they need, because even though Afanas is doing really well, right? They're still behind in tempo.
Yeah.
Like well, on the expedition. They're down 1. But with the amount of resources they need to invest to pull ahead, and you can see in his hand as well, I think there's 5-6 cards there, which is absolutely astronomical. For people that are not that familiar with Ultra yet, 6 cards in hand is you're rich.
Yeah.
That is an abundance of resources. A full reserve. There's just so many options, and Izmir does have a lot of answers. You just need to draw them. So what you need to do? Draw a boatload of cards.
I'm reading a little bit with my eyes our chat.
Ooh.
Okay.
Now this is unique. I am interested in seeing.
This is
because,
a Quetzalcoatl.
Yes, and I love to see it, because with cards being drawn in spades, you need something to punish it.
Okay.
And that is, oh my lord. 3 mana, so you can anchor it as well.
Yeah.
What an absolute gorgeous card this is.
If you control 1 or more landmark, that's good. And 3.
Good stats, great abilities. What more do you want? You can anchor it, and I do believe he has So in reserve, which anchors as the rare. So having this stick around can be an absolute nightmare. There's an Aloe Vera to tie down. He can put the Coppelia back in hand. Put anchored on it.
Anchored on it, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to deal with that ASAP. 3 mana, of course, you can anchor it. However, also prime off you go range.
This is the right card at the right time for him, maybe.
Yeah, and oh man,
there are some better anchors for Muna, with easier triggers, but or triggers you can try.
Yeah, where you have more agency. Yeah.
But depends on the setup a little bit.
And also the stats are just good. The stats are good.
The stats are good.
Gorgeous.
It's 3-3 for 3.
Pilon guy, I'm gonna be very honest. I think people are sleeping on Aryan big time. That might be my hot take. I think he's definitely playable the way it is, and the same way with I think so, more so than Sobhak, which is also like in that same category where it's well, I have played 601 games, and I'll tell you. No, yeah, it's kind of tough. I think it's definitely playable, just not for like that highest tier deck.
Yeah.
And especially with just the guaranteed value of Teija, it's kind of tough to compete with that, especially since they are so much in each other's wake. Oh no, don't be sorry. Don't be silly. And I do play a lot more casual games. Like I'll play like for fun.
Yeah.
Don't tell the people I play with that I also play for fun sometimes.
I think guy is saying Arjun is so good at festival.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, especially with Requiem. It's it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky. Have you ever tried to calculate your total playtime? I think I'm glad I will never do that.
No.
That would make me
never.
sad.
We never. We never.
For my own sanity, I hope they will never ever have a tool for that to calculate. Now, Izmir does seem to have equalized it a little bit, right? No, we're still on the same day.
Yeah, we're still on the same day, and
God, we're still on the same day, guys.
and
Hurry up.
we see a huge lineup of characters for the Luna player, and it's really tough.
And
And
guess all of them are anchored, except for the ones you want to be anchored.
he can't win after the day, but he's close to finish the game very soon if there's no answer of the Afanas player.
Yeah, and that is the issue, right? Where an Afanas can run into if they do run out of gas,
Yeah.
or they have to spend an exuberant amount of resources
Yeah.
to go even. It is tricky, but they still have a lot of mana.
Well,
And with 4 mana, it could be a banishing gate. And that is exactly what was happening
Yes, it's a withdrawal.
here. Starshine, do you mean round in the tournament?
License withdrawal is now shown on the stream. For all those guys who are new to the game, it's a card that was released in the last set.
It was 4 because of the tough, of course, from the spindle.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
my bad.
why. Yeah, that's why.
I thought it was banishing gate because
No. It's
Yeah.
it's also Luna Bastion cards. Yeah. Fleeting, choose one, discard target boosted character with hand cost 3 or less, or the other is discard target permanent with hand cost 3 or less.
Yeah, and that is why Afanas is such a tough matchup
Yeah.
for Teija, because there's so many ways to ruin your day, and especially with the license withdrawal now in the card pool, that is absolutely devastating. The fact that it gets discarded as well,
Yeah.
it is horrendous. Bad news for Teija. However, only 2 steps away, but Afanas is right on their heels. Only a single expedition behind, and
Yeah.
even though a small step is no longer with us,
That
that
could
is
change-
surmountable.
Yeah, that could change very fast the momentum of the game, and
But they are running low on cards.
as long as Afanas has buddies in to play characters, he's safe. I didn't see any lots in the woods. Something like this, or any mana eruption or changeling. It's eruption.
For Starshine, we are currently in round 3. Round 3. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The production is already on it, way faster than we are. Oh wow, that is a lot of boost, ain't it? That is a big spindler.
It is. It is.
Is that just a classic
It's a-
double
it's a-
double
it's-
joyride, or?
It's a 766. A 766 with reading.
I would be ashamed if it got lost in the woods, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, the players take time to read all the unique cards because they don't know them. But that was not a unique card. It's just a new one of the Maze set. It's a 2/2. It's a 1/1. Unfortunately,
Yeah, if I'm not sure if we're able to pick it up. Oh, that's the next unique up
Oh,
top.
yes.
It's gonna get spoiled as well.
it's a sign.
We're blasting through it. Spirit Wielder. There you go.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. It's a rare version. When I gain 1 boost per anchored character you control from reserve, I gain anchored. Okay.
All right, that is in the right situations. Great. Maybe a bit of a win more card.
That's a trooper. It's a
Yeah.
good one for 2/2 with solid stats 2/2. and you may return a spell from reserve to your hand.
Just
and,
solid.
and that's
on arrow.
yeah, it's a perfect
It's
card.
solid.
It's a money unique.
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
Yeah. And you could do that twice because it's from hand and from reserve, so perfect.
Yeah, no, it's looking good for Afanas, who is just getting the tools they need. But is it enough to push over just the raw bodies that are being dropped on the field by Teija currently? Because I mean, it's starting to mount, right? Like the 1/3/3 Dracana, your Spindler is a 2/1/1. It adds up, and they still have some mana left, I believe. Maybe just one or two. And if we could get a view of the entire map again to see what's going on out there, see if there's any plays being made up. So yeah, the uniques being played. We've seen magic. Pardon me. Magical training has been used. Boost on
the unique.
trooper.
Yes, on the trooper. Yeah. Floral tent. Did we miss the floral tent?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. We missed the
But
floral
that is
tent.
probably how they got the Spirit Wielder in reserve. Huh?
Yeah.
Now it's a 3/3/3 against the 3/3/5 of the Aloe Vera, but with 4 mana left on Izmir, there's a plethora of cards that could spell doom. The Spirit Wielder gets a boost for each anchored creature, and from reserve it gains anchored.
So
It's going to get 3 boosts now,
boosts,
and it's
yes.
a 1/2/1, so it'll turn into a 4/5/4. For 3, that's not a bad deal, is it? And with the floral tent in there, they're actually pretty safe.
You're damn quick in counting, man.
Because of these.
Because of these. While my brain is working on 2 p.m., you're on flick.
Yeah, man, those toasties did me well in the lunch break. Now, here we are. It seems like the 1-for-1 trades are currently in favor of Muna, right? Because they're ahead in the expeditions, and there's some counting being done. And it is. What is the issue here? What is Afanas' trouble? Did they not draw enough cards? They only drew 51 cards.
Yes.
Maybe they should have drawn maybe 60 cards.
They need to draw the cards, and they need to play out cheap bodies to let them grow very fast. And we have only one, at least. Oh, excuse me, 2. The trooper was played the last round. Or are we still in the? No, we're still in the round. Sorry.
Yeah. I do believe that currently Muna is tapped out or close to.
Looks like. Yeah.
And we are. So it's up to it's all for Afanas right now.
Yeah. It's
But
still
they
the same
have to
day.
chew through that tough.
Yeah.
And
still
the
the same
other thing
day.
is there's still floral tent, so it's a really tough position to go through. And this will spawn 2 moths because of the Nilam.
Yes.
And we're just gonna have to I think you kind of have to invest a lot, but that is just 7/7/7 across the board. That will not be enough to push over unless 1 mana. They can't play beautifully because of the tough. And it will be the Studious Disciple. Now, that might just be enough. They're getting a double. Are they beating? Oh, they really are beating on both.
Both.
That is rough. Even in water, huh? 5, 9. Wait, shouldn't. All right. I thought that with 3 boosts, right? You got 4 in water and 5 from Aloe Vera. I thought they would be advancing on water at least, but that does not seem to be the case this time around.
Yeah.
And that does, because that would put them at 9 against the 7 of, and then 8 from the Studious Disciple. We may have missed a boost.
Maybe yes. I've got the information that we have nearly 3 minutes left on the time counter.
Yeah, it's getting close.
It's getting close, and 1 card in hand for both players. Yeah.
So we're running on fumes. We are running on fumes from both sides. However, when you look at those reserves, right, with the trooper out there that can return the moth, and that will spawn another 2 moths because of the Neelam again, that is a tough position to be in. However, lots of anchored for the side of our Teija player. So it's gonna be really, really tough. But at this point, it's so hard because you have to be decisively winning on both sides, but you are going first as well. So Afanas is set up extremely well for success.
Yes.
Can just plop a body down in both, stall a bit, and then bounce the spindler if they have it.
It's quite bad for the Nuno player. He has to act, and Afanas, as you told, can react. So, and he only needs to win one of the expeditions.
It's all coming down to this. It's all coming down to this.
Yes. Yes.
Given that they then not lose any other, right?
Yeah. Yes. Winning both would be the safe way, because then...
You heard it here first, guys. If you can, win both. That's a good strategy. I like that one. When in doubt, just win both.
Yes. If you are able to.
Tough position. But have you
First
tried
time
winning both?
when I lost against double movers, and first time I didn't know why, on Board Game Arena. Because I won only one, and they were double moving.
Yeah,
that was...
Keelan is right on the money. It is a lot more tricky when you're playing into the spindle, of course, giving all your creatures tough. But they're faring fairly well, even though we only have seen one Mage Dancer, which is usually like the answer into that, because you can accrue so much power in just a single one. And at this point, you're very, very glad in a matchup to have Neelam at your disposal, right? It's not favored by everyone, as another floral tent gets put down. As I'm sure that Aloe Vera will be losing its anchored very soon, right? Since it's a new day, it did not already gain anchored, right?
It's a new day, yes. She loses anchored.
Yeah, well, we'll see in a bit.
Maybe
It matters because of the floral tent, of course.
Yes.
But they were both anchored, and I think it just regained it from a support or something. As we do get that confirmed. Thank you so much, production. Our heroes and saviors.
Yes.
Yeah, see, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
See, that's what happens when you yap too much.
Yes.
Here, you go yap. You go yap.
When you are too relaxed. Was it the bell?
I think so.
It was. I think that was a bell. So,
Yeah. So we're out of time now.
So we're out of time. Yes. But we are still in the game, and that's the important turn.
Yeah. So we're gonna finish this day, and then there will be one more day.
Okay.
If there's no clear winner at the end of this day.
Yes. Okay.
Now, yeah, it's such a tricky spot to be in, right? Because there's so many bodies out, and the spindle is out, and you only have so much mana. But we know for a fact he has Moth to the Flame in hand.
Yes.
So that's 3 mana, 5/5/5, right? A moth from the Neelam, and then a boost from Afanas.
Yes.
It will
That's
exhaust
4,
itself.
It's 5/5/5.
It will exhaust itself, so
you are
it can't be
correct.
played again.
Yeah.
Unless he can bounce it again.
So it's a beautiful
So-
gift. Now it's
There we go.
It's
Full
no.
investment.
No. This is
Pardon?
no. I thought it's another card. Sorry.
We're fully investing into
Yeah.
this hero expedition. And that is quite daring, right? Because you're playing into the blue side of Aloe Vera and into the green of the Spindle Harvester. But then again, on the other side, it's even worse.
Okay, Snoozershroom.
Yeah, and we're just waiting for Ogun to bring down all those boosts.
Yeah. Yes.
And it is close. It is close. I still think Afanas is in a good position to get ahead of things.
I hope no Tooth Fairy's coming to
That
pick up
that
Ogun.
Ogun from reserve 2 mana
Yeah.
It's going to give you 2, 3, 4, 5 power in green.
Yeah.
Izmir only sitting in green right now. It's the only thing that matters, green. And if they do not have a sabotage, I mean, you're thinking so long.
Yeah.
You gotta assume that there's no sabotage on hand. And like we said, they entered this round very low on resources. So the last little fumes, who can make the biggest boom?
You see the hand of the players. He's shuffling the cards because he's thinking. It's often a sign that he's not in a good position. It's a poker play tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be. Don't know, but
I mean, at this point, there's so little options left, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's
or it's like it's a slow roll. It could be just slowest roll.
yeah,
of all time.
could be, but
I mean, it's all on the line, right? Because if you lose now, that would be absolutely disastrous.
okay, it's off you go. He decides to pick up the spindle harvesters. Was a spindle? I'm right. Yeah, it was. Now Ogun is coming in.
But that does mean that's one less boost, right?
Yes, one
in
less
green.
boost, yeah, because he lost one plant.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in green against the 7, against the 10.
It's
3, 2, 8.
3,
It's 8.
8. Yeah, 3, 6, 8. Yeah.
So it's not enough currently.
No.
However, in water they are 2 and 6, 8 and 9. So if they win in water, they'll force out. Yes, they have passed. They have passed. We're going into arena.
Yes.
We're going into arena.
Yes.
And now Teija is in a great position.
Yes.
Because this Afanas is out of fuel.
Out
and
of
with
fuel.
all the anchored.
3 anchored characters. Ogun will leave. And yes. This is almost done for Afanas. Crazy.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, but it's yes.
Yeah, that is the surrender
Yeah.
from Afanas. If we
Yeah.
could get that confirmed by production, please.
Yeah.
I mean, usually it's the losing player that will stick out its hand, but that is not always the case. So yeah, we can. I think it's safe to assume because they've.
Yeah, we.
Oh no, but they advance. Those are the tokens of Izmir are like spread out now, as if he moved 2 steps. He definitely not moved two steps, right? Definitely only moved 1 step.
One step. No, he moved.
He only moved when there was nothing there.
Yeah.
No tiebreaker.
No tiebreaker. Okay.
Who won? Who won, Pepijn?
I think Teija.
Yeah. See, there we go.
yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
Sometimes it's a little tough to make out, guys, because I have often stuck up my hand first as well, even when I'm winning. Even though it's usually in TCGs. Yeah. All right. Cool, guys. We're gonna go to a short break and we'll be back for the next round. See you in a bit.